Ready? Okay. Ten of Pentacles, the hierophant, we have the death card, and we have the hermit. I'm gonna start with the hierophant and with the death card right here. Okay. The hierophant, this is kind of the Lord, kind of the keeper of both your life, which would be your fixed path. It's basically the life you've been given, and your acceptance, and how'd you say, your acceptance and your participation, I guess, in living, you know, the life you've been given, you know, living up to what people want you to be, which people only ever want us to be whatever we are to them. Okay? If you notice, people want, well, you know, you are my, you know, I love you because, rather than I love you and you are you, you know, you play a role in each and every person's life that you're in, and generally, people want you to live your life according to the role that you play in theirs. Okay? So that's kind of how I view our fixed path, which is the life that we're born into, and we've just followed suit, let everything fall into place, you know, as expected, really. Some of us get called, okay? Some of us get called onto what I refer to as the righteous path, which is your spiritual path. This is your heart's call. And it almost always is calling you somewhere that you're not. It's calling you to go somewhere that you're not. Right? This is the soul's path. You know what I mean? This is the soul's path. You know, if you made choices that were true to you, rather than, you know, just falling into role, as your life has just kind of unfolded, you know, your social network, your family, your romantic partner, if you've started a family of your own, your children, you know, the soul's path can be very confusing. It can be very confusing when you are living your life. You have no idea you want anything else until you hear your heart. This almost always will happen for twins once they've met. It triggers. It's kind of like the catalyst. It gets the ball rolling. All right. Our feminines often have already taken on their spiritual path. Okay? And masculine, upon meeting the feminine, hearing his heart cry. You know what I mean? It's the undeniable but unexplainable and sometimes extremely uncomfortable love and recognition. I want to say recognition between both feminine and masculine right upon meeting. I think masculine rather. I think our masculine recognizes this first. This will often make him uncomfortable, and he'll run. He'll run. Alright? He'll run, but feminine and masculine are always working together energetically. Okay? What he sees in his feminine, he feels in himself, and he's going to run. He's going to run. Okay? She is so familiar to him that when he runs, again, feminine and masculine work together energetically in separation. Okay? In separation. So, whatever it is he saw in her, he feels in himself. And withdrawing from her, it comes about just kind of self-realizations, epiphanies. It's fast track, healing, just mass clarity. You're seeing yourself and remembering yourself in ways you did not remember until you saw yourself in your feminine. Okay? In your feminine. This is such a bizarre dynamic. This is bizarre. You never see it coming. You don't see it coming. Motherfuckers, we don't run around this world searching for twin flames. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. One day, out of nowhere, it's like a cosmic fucking explosion. What the fuck? Okay? You don't find your twin. There's no such thing as finding your twin. You don't go on Match.com looking for your motherfucking twin or Facebook dating. You know what I mean? One day your life gets flipped upside down and it turns you inside out and you see yourself for the first fucking time. Only you see yourself in somebody else. That person is your twin flame. This is so uncomfortable. Masculine almost always has a life to get back to. Almost always. But that initiates is almost like a wound. The impact is almost like a wound. And it starts opening, it starts to spread. At a distance, and energetically, feminine has it's almost a feed that runs to masculine. She's not aware of how close he keeps. And he's learning. He's getting to know her sway, her motion. He's watching himself. And it's the most unbelievable thing he's ever seen. It's the most unbelievable thing he's ever seen. because he's seeing himself, but on a level he has never seen himself, and no one has ever seen him. So this connection will kind of go low key. Maybe in some kind of excitement. One or the other may share, dude, you wouldn't believe who I met. But when it gets real, it can get real uncomfortable. It can get real uncomfortable. What the fuck? But there's a hunger. There's a hunger within him to learn her, because she is showing him who he has forgotten himself to be. Alright? Okay. It's kind of like living a double life. Living a double life, kind of with John. Observing feminine. He feels her, very much so. He learns from her. But almost always, masculine will be committed elsewhere. If not romantically, he has commitments elsewhere, and these are commitments to his fixed path, his life. You know what I mean? This is because the nature of this whole, unspoken affair. It gets deeper and deeper, and it's almost it's kind of in the closet. It's kind of in the closet, in the dark closet. How do you open the closet when you've already established yourself in life? You're established elsewhere. But the impact feminine has on masculine spreads the shit wide open. That shit that just, boom, right through the fucking sternum. Spreads the shit wide open. And he begins to breathe. He begins to breathe. It feels almost like he's breathing through feminine. That's his soul. Literally, feminine is his soul. Okay? How do you explain? Not only did I met this feminine bitch is off the hook. But now explain your hunger and the growth that's occurring within you. How do you explain that shit? Shit sounds stupid as fuck. That shit sounds like a midlife crisis. That sounds like a midlife crisis. The fuck you mean? Your heart is calling you elsewhere. What do you mean? This girl is breathing you? What does that mean? You're having a fucking midlife crisis. You're a J-Cat. Shut up. Okay? So it's kind of a complex of at what point do you cut over from the life you've established and your new heart song, your soul song, and your soul song that you hear You hear the beautiful music of your feminine. And it's calling you. You know, your friends, your family, your folks. Say, motherfucker, shut up. You're a J-Cat. And that bitch is a siren. That ain't your fucking soul song. What are you talking about? You're fucking crazy, dude. Fucking Charlie Sheen, you're having midlife crisis. What in the heck? You know? That ain't a soul song. That bitch is a siren. Look at her. That's a devil woman. You know? So there's very much, even the secrecy or at least the low-key, the privacy alone of this connection, it really keeps masculine living with a complex. It keeps him living with the complex, right? And we have the hermit very much in the dark, learning, gaining, observing, but withdrawn. This is a good time for masculine to be in hermit mode. This is a good time right now because it's giving him time to actually look at it. It's giving masculine time. 10 of Pentacles and the hierophant, okay? It's giving him time to look at the life that he's built for himself. The solitude to feel. And he's gaining the understanding of cycles. Okay, of cycles. The death card. You know what I mean? He wants to rush in with the Knight of Swords. He wants to rush in on feminine. That is what he wants to ransack this girl. Alright? Temperance. Something about the realization or possibly the reality, the unexpected reality of realizing even the life you've lived all your life and what you've made of it, even that can be a cycle of growth. And cycles come to an end. He's really looking at and starting to understand, or at least try to understand, cycles, paths, okay? Paths. His life versus his soul versus himself. You know what I mean? He has time to do so right now. He wants to rush in on feminine. Feminine. This gives him a great complex, like I said. This gives him a great complex, but he's actually using the time. He's using the time to his benefit, the hermit, because in that solitude, you know what I mean? You have room to be uncomfortable. You have room to look at reality, and reality is very uncomfortable. Fuck, what? Reality is very uncomfortable. When the door opens up and you realize you're at the wrong, you're at the wrong door. Shit just gets too real. Okay? But we have Temperance, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Ace of Cups. This is maybe a sense of disbelonging, a sense of displacement that masculine is feeling. However, the hermit, he's choosing to learn and he's choosing to look at it, and he will grow. He will grow from it. He wants to rush in. The Knight of Swords, he wants to rush in. He sees feminine as the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. That is a woman, that is the woman who loves him. He knows that. He knows, and nobody loves him like the feminine because nobody knows him like the feminine. Okay? And I don't mean on the surface. Nobody could love masculine like the feminine because nobody knows masculine on a heart level. Okay? So he sees her love as just so healing. Temperance and Ace of Cups. This woman loves him beyond anything he's ever felt. Okay? He wants to rush into that because he's confused. He's fucking confused. What the fuck do you mean a righteous path? I'm a righteous motherfucker. This is my life. But my heart is calling me elsewhere. And when you hear that cry, it's like it. You actually, you know what I mean? You start looking at where you're at. You start realizing, fuck, my heart is over there. I'm watching my soul. You start realizing, you're on a path that nobody has ever even experienced or encountered you on a soul level. He's in love with his feminine. Okay? He's in love with his feminine. He wants to rush straight to her. He feels fucking so played. Reality will fucking straight play you. Play you. It's confusing. It's confusing, it's uncomfortable. It gives him a complex. Very much. To look at his life. Feminine's love for him gives him a complex. Feminine's love for masculine gives masculine a complex. He wants to rush into it, however, because it's honest love. It's real love, it's unconditional love, and it's more love than he has ever felt before, and he holds the same for her. Okay? For her. But he's not rushing in. He's withdrawn, that's a good position for masculine to be in. He needs to look at these things. He needs to learn himself. Okay, we don't have this Ace of Swords out here. But the hermit can grow old growing wise. Grow old growing wise. It would be wise of masculine to gain some wisdom from this. When you understand cycles, it hurts less to let go. When we understand that not everything is permanent, only we are forever, it hurts less to let go. Okay? The life you were given and the life that you have made and the life you've agreed to, you've committed to, can very much only have been a cycle. Okay? You just time to get to know yourself better. Get to know yourself better. Alright?